How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with another FPL live stream. Apologies about not being able to do a video yesterday, because basically, we didn't get any concrete news on a certain Erling Haaland. So, we had to wait till today, basically, to discuss that option, because it's kind of a wait and see. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Even if Erling Haaland doesn't play, I think I could just roll, and it's just a captaincy decision, really, at the end of the day. But we'll get into that. We'll get into our tables as we normally do for Fantasy Football Scout. We'll keep a close eye on Twitter if we get any early team news. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let me put the deadline timer up on the screen. Here we go. Gameweek 14 deadline timer. There we go. Got it up on the screen for us there. Hopefully you all can hear me fine. I'm not sure why it did that. For whatever reason, it like messed up the audio devices and in Streamlabs. Yeah, Haaland might just be a little bit injured, I think. Let me just double check Twitter just really quickly, see if there's anything that's come out recently. I don't see anything. I don't see anything in regards to Haaland at the moment, at least. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Someone said the odds for City just dropped by a lot. I think it's because if Haaland is injured, then obviously that makes their chances worse, right? Or at least if there's speculation that he is injured. I mean, genuinely, do they really need to play him? No. Do they need to play him in the Champions League next week? Well, no, because they're already through. So, it's one of those ones where, obviously, yes, you would like to have him in the team, for sure. But, if he's even a slight doubt, I think Pep will probably just be like, let me err on the side of caution. I mean, they could beat Leicester even without him, like, no problem, right? You know, you could put Alvarez up front, and it's basically just going to be seamless, I think, for the most part. They can revert back to Phil Foden through the middle if they wanted to. And just play that false 9 system, or De Bruyne there as well. City can do so many different things where they can kind of morph their team, as it were. Because it's not like they forgot how to play the false 9 system. Like they'll still know what to do. Um, so yeah. I says, wish I had Salah for this game week. To be honest, I'm not sure that, like, yeah, I think Liverpool win the game. And yes, they do have injuries, but Leeds are a team that are going to make you fight tooth and nail, and I'm not sure if Liverpool have that in them at the moment. Yes, they won against City, but then showed their showed their true kind of colors, as it were, versus Forest again. Liverpool a bit of a weird one. At home, I definitely think it definitely benefits Liverpool more, but I don't know what to make of Liverpool. I really don't. I also think that Leicester is way overhyped um, at the moment because of the fact that they say, oh yeah, Danny Ward's been getting these clean sheets and they've been on a good run, da 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 da. But the teams they've played against, I'm pretty sure, like an under 16 team could probably compete with them. Like they weren't, like their opposition wasn't great. Like if we go to if we go and see who they played against, I mean, Wolves, they can't score. Like they genuinely just cannot score goals. Leeds, again, Leeds have difficulty keeping the ball on the back of their net at the best of times. Crystal Palace, okay, genuinely good opposition, but again, they drew 0-0 against Crystal Palace team that we've seen has been conceding goals. Bournemouth, they lost to, and a Forest team that had no clue how to defend. So the last 5 teams, they either can't score, can't defend, or a combination of both. Like genuinely, they're gonna go up against City today, and yeah, they might score. They might get like a James Maddison goal. They might play up to their competition. They're also at home, but I think they might get smacked, no matter if Haaland's there or not. To be honest, I think they're a bit blown out of proportion. If you want to look at teams that are performing well, like that are performing well, you only need to look at the teams that they've played to see how well they're doing at the moment. And an example of that is not to toot my team's own horn, but Man United. Man United have played the 11 best teams in the Premier League. Like if you go from 11th to 1st, Man United's played all of those teams. They haven't played anyone down the very, very bottom yet. We ain't played the Bournemouths, the Forests, the Fulhams. Well, actually, Fulham's actually 7th. We played all the difficult teams, and we're still in and amongst the top, like around the top 4. Played Chelsea, drew with them, away to Stamford Bridge is a good point. Beat Arsenal, beat Liverpool, beat Spurs, obviously lost to City. Play West Ham today, so I mean, and then you look at Leicester. Everyone's thinking, oh yeah, Leicester's doing so good. Yes, because they've had good fixtures. Now they play a real team. They play the team at the top of the table. They play the team that it doesn't matter if they have the cheat code up front in Haaland or not. They're going to get smacked, I think. I think Leicester are going to get beat pretty good. I think I predicted 3-1. Probably should have predicted more, I think. But I don't like to do super outlandish scores because it's the likelihood of it. I think the likelihood is City get a 2-goal cushion and then kind of cruise for the most part, but I don't expect Leicester to have much of the ball. They might get one on the break or a Maddison free kick or something like that, but for the most part, City are going to control the ball. Leicester are not good defensively. Danny Ward is not this messiah of a goalkeeper that everyone thinks he is. They've just played against a string of teams that don't really score or can't compete with Leicester's firepower, because Leicester score a lot of goals. That's the thing, which is why I don't think City will keep clean sheet. But regardless, I think that Leicester are going to get a bit rattled in the opening game of the game week. Now, if they don't, I'll hold my hands up and say, hey, look, they did well. But I just don't see it. So I'm just taking a look at some things here. So there's potentially some team news. Coming over on the Instagram via team news and ticks apparently. So this might be a bit of a game changer. I don't have Instagram, so I'm gonna make an Instagram account as soon as I can. Apparently I already have an account. Remember making an Instagram account, but let's see why don't I make the password as a question? Okay, not that one. I'll just say forgot my password. Okay. Yeah, I've never used Instagram. Because I just don't take pictures, really. Let's see. I'll just make the password that. Apparently I didn't make both passwords match. Typing's hard first thing in the morning, apparently. Okay, so now that we got the old Instagram working, let's see. Well, hopefully, hopefully that comes through for us, because let me make my apologies for this. Should have came a bit more prepared. Oh, here we go. Change profile photo. Let's Alright, hopefully that comes through. Or somebody might retweet it potentially as well. So we got that all sorted. And we'll keep an eye on that. Alright, yeah, apologies for that. Right, it is too cold in my room, so we're going to turn that off. So this is the team up on the screen. Finally, we get to the team. After the whole sign in, make a password, that sort of stuff on Instagram. Yeah, I don't use Instagram at all. Or have very rarely used the platform because I just don't take pictures really. For anything apart from just like remembering a label on something, or like if something's like really small and I need to like make it bigger to see like the, I don't know, on something. It's like the other day I take a picture of on the back of my like graphics card to send the serial number for something I'm troubleshooting. Something minor, nothing really too crazy. But yeah, it's that sort of thing. Basically, I don't really take pictures at all. But yeah, we got Raya in goal. We got Cancelo, we got Trippier, Cucurella, who I'm probably gonna bench, I think, over Gahey, because I'm just not even sure that Cucurella is gonna play. So I'm gonna do that right away. Or I might just take out Cucurella for somebody, but I kind of need the Haaland news for something to see. Then we got De Bruyne, we got Saka, we got Martinelli, we got Zaha, we got Haaland captain with Jesus as the vice, Mitrovic as well. Now let me go straight into the captaincy tables. Where are they? Right here. So this is the Fantasy Football Scout members area. This is the captaincy tables that we have. So I have two tables, one for penalty box threat and one for kind of captaincy / players to watch. We kind of pair them both up to kind of give us a little bit more information. So top of the table, no surprises, Erling Haaland. Then we have Harry Kane. Then it's actually Bukayo Saka. So maybe Saka's maybe the one to go for over Jesus. Then there's De Bruyne, then there's Jesus, then Foden, then Salah, then Nunez, then Martinelli, then Son, way down the bottom. So Salah's actually not been that good over the past 4 matches. Only 2.11 expected goal involvement, less than Foden, less than Gabriel Jesus, less than De Bruyne. So Salah's underlying numbers don't look as good as what they did a few weeks ago, when he was, getting the chances and that sort of stuff, but just wasn't putting them away. Only scored 1 goal in the last 4 matches too, Salah. If we look at penalty box threats, I mean, Haaland's way up there. 43 touches inside the penalty area, 4 touches inside, or 4 shots inside the 6-yard box. 6 big chances, massive. Jesus is definitely up there as well. Kane's up there, Martinelli, and then it's Salah, Foden, Saka, De Bruyne, Nunez, and Son to round it out. So De Bruyne gets less touches in the penalty area and less shots inside the box. And his XG on penalty is the lowest out of all of them. But as we know, De Bruyne is not the type to get like the big chances. He's the type to create said big chances and then score one from outside the box, because we know he's that good to do it. If De Bruyne is playing that false 9 role, we get the word that potentially, hey, look, Haaland's not going to be playing, and Alvarez is going to be playing out wide or something like that, then maybe it's De Bruyne who we captain. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe that's who we go for. So I would be pretty reluctant to get rid of Haaland, just because of the amount of value that's tied up in him as well. Like I said, we've had Haaland from game week, 2? We got him in when he was 11.5. He's now 12.2. So we would lose a good bit of chunk of value if we got rid of him. So we kind of want to hang on to him, especially since we're going to want him for the last 2 game weeks if he's available for those 2 as well. So yeah, all in all, in terms of the captaincy, it looks like if Haaland's fit, you captain Haaland. If you have Kane, it looks like he's probably the second best at the moment, at least based on his opposition as well. And then it's maybe an Arsenal player. And then if you want to go Foden or De Bruyne or something like that, that seems also quite logical as well, because they are playing Leicester. So I'm another peek over on Twitter just to see. So nothing concrete as of yet. Nothing concrete as of yet. So again, we will monitor the situation. We will monitor said situation. But yeah, with this team, I mean, if Haaland doesn't play, I'm perfectly happy to play Andreas Pereira. Obviously, I won't captain Andreas Pereira. But Andreas Pereira, if he comes in for the 1 week, I'm perfectly fine with that. They play Everton at home, and the rest of the team looks fine. Well, mostly fine, I think. But what I I have Kukure, who's kind of a bit of a problem. Has 3 remaining tough fixtures. Don't know if he's gonna play. Yeah, I'm just gonna bench it because I know Mark A is gonna play for sure. They play Southampton, who one of the weaker teams. Again, and Kukure has been taken off early the last 3 games in a row. He got taken off as a sacrifice because Man United were completely dominant. Then he got taken off just after the 60-minute mark versus Brentford, and he got taken off at halftime versus Villa when they ended up keeping a clean sheet, which is a bit unfortunate. So, but it's just the volatility of his minutes. But yeah, a lot of games today. Got the big one right off the bat, Leicester and City. Then you got Bournemouth, Spurs, Brentford, Wolves, Brighton, Chelsea, Palace, Southampton, Newcastle, Villa, and then the standalones at 5:30 for Fulham, Everton, and then the 7:45 kickoff between Liverpool and Leeds, which should be an entertaining one. And then Super Sunday are Arsenal, Forest, and then United, West Ham to round it out. I believe the UK also their clocks change as well, because daylight saving time is ending, so they're going to be moving their clocks, which means they're going to have the games on this Sunday and then the following Saturday, and any games throughout the week that are going to be at a wonkier time. So let me see. Like, is United's game going to be at a weird time for Sociedad? Yeah, so like Man United would normally play Real Sociedad at 1:45. Or 3:45. I don't know, but they basically play them at a weird time. They play them at 2:45. Man City are supposed. Yeah, Man City would normally play Sevilla at 4 o'clock. They're gonna end up playing them at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. So, but I mean, they don't need to do anything. In that group, they can lose to Sevilla and they'll still go through in first place. So. Still nothing on the Haaland front. Predict Conte for Paul O'Keefe. He seems to think that it's going to be Sessegnon and Emerson for those interested in what wingbacks are going to play. I believe that's going to be the case as well, even though I don't think that those are the Conte's best best options. That is. Apparently Conor Gallagher is going to start for Chelsea today, which is interesting. So still nothing as of yet. So never back the early kickoff. True, but it's also Man City. So true, but it is also Man City. Yeah, in terms of underlying numbers, I mean, Jesus definitely gets a lot of penalty area touches. He definitely is involved in very dangerous areas, and his expected goal involvement is, where it kind of needs to be. He should definitely be scoring more than what he has done. So maybe I do keep the vice captaincy on Jesus. Let me see what. Let me go over to James and see who he has as his list of captains. So he's got Haaland number 1. This is Planet FPL, by the way. Salah's number 2. He's got De Bruyne, then Kane, then Saka, then Martinelli, then Nunez, then Jesus, then Foden, then Heung-min Son. So he thinks that De Bruyne, if Haaland's out, he still thinks that De Bruyne is the next best guy to kind of go to, apart from Salah, above Harry Kane. So interesting. I was kind of thinking along the same line, to be honest, but either De Bruyne or Jesus. So So, okay. Right. Yeah, still nothing. Kind of still scanning Twitter. We got around 25 minutes. So, let's take a look at some potential future transfers. Let me actually open up a FPL.team so we can play around with the team and kind of see what we're looking at. So this is the team currently as we have it. Jesus is the captaincy. I mean, if I don't get anything like 5 minutes before time, I'll change the captaincy. But yeah, I'm perfectly happy playing this team because Pereira will come in for Haaland if he's not available. Then we'd go into next week with 2 free transfers. I would want to bring in a defender of some kind, because I think Gay away to West Ham just ain't it, basically. And then we probably want to slim down our arsenal just a little bit. It's just who do we go to is the issue. So if I did like Kukurea out to like a Luke Shaw or a Delo or somebody like that, like United defender, which could versus Aston Villa, I think United should be more than fine. Then 1.3 million in the bank to upgrade somebody. Maybe this is where we get Mitrovic. We can go up to 8.2 million striker. And the forward options. I mean Calvert-Lewin really, but I don't know. Darwin Nunez. Wilson, Martial if he's back, but again we don't know about that. Yeah, we could like take a punt on like Wilson. The only issue is that they played Chelsea at in the last game of before the international break, so I have triple Arsenal versus Chelsea, and what if Haaland's injured? So maybe I think it's more of a a definite wait and see. But we do definitely have a goalkeeper issue in Gameweek 16 because Raya versus Man City away is going to be difficult to say the least. But I definitely know that next week we need a defensive transfer of some kind because of the fact that West Ham away from Marquez, he probably isn't the greatest. If I have to play him, I could probably get away with it. But I mean, there's not really much Spurs play Liverpool as well, so do I want to bring in Kane to play versus Liverpool? Probably not, but they have Leeds at home the following week, so I don't know. Maybe Liverpool will have a lot of the ball and Kane can get something on the break or something like that. So maybe I go for something like Jesus to Kane. And then we can go like Saka to like, I don't know, like Rashford, and then Mitrovic down to like a non-playing forward or something like that. I don't know. We can do like a crazy -4 like that. It's like Kukurea on my bench just isn't great. Like I think Arsenal can still like just pretty comfortably beat Chelsea as well. That's another thing. So how much do I need to get from like Pereira to like Rashford as an example, because we're not going to play Pereira after this game week for sure, unless he comes off the bench, and we have to. Okay, so Cucurella would have to go down to a random 3.9 million defender. So we have to play Gehi. So defenders that are 3.9 million. Looks like none of them basically play. In all honesty. Except for Bueno, who we would just, I guess, just kind of keep on the bench. But then our bench is bare thin. We would play Rashford over Mitrovic probably, something like that. We have nothing in the bank. I mean, that's a possibility. And then the following week in game week 16, it's pretty boring, but we could go like Raya to like Pickford as an example. And then run that. That's something that's doable, I would say. So, a lot to think about. Let's take a look at the goals imminent table. So who's on the goals imminent table? So we got Bowen on there, who's likely injured, but he's the highest up on the list. The bigger the negative number, the more goals that they should have scored, basically. There's Danny Welbeck. Diego Costa's in there. Rashford, looking to bring in. Jesus, glad to see that he's on there. Sort of. Son, Watkins, Lucas Paqueta, who I think is still injured, maybe. I'm not sure. Salah's on there, so if you're captaining Salah, potential return for him this week. Odegaard, Scamacca, he's another one that we could be looking for up front for the last two. Wilson, Benrahma, Anthony from Man United, Wilfried Zaha, Fred, and Leandro Trossard are all on this table. So yeah, Jesus should have definitely scored at least one more goal than what he has done. Because he's got 5 big chances total and missed 4 of them in recent times. Rashford's up there because he missed 4 and 4 big chances. So, yeah. Players' numbers definitely are definitely show what they're about. Like Rashford has been playing pretty well, getting himself in the positions to score, but all things considered, needs to be doing better with the finish if he wants to do a little bit better, basically, for that. Okay. Zaha to Saka is trending, so we know what's going to happen this week. Saka's going to do nothing, and Zaha's going to score a brace. So that's going to happen. Zaha to Saka is Zaha to Saka. That's a tongue twister a bit. Is trending, so that's interesting. So now Team News and Tick said that at 1:45 the hour, they will have the team news for City. So it's 1 minute away from that. So we shall wait and see if this were to come true. Our timer says they got our timer, did our timer break? No, our timer didn't break. We're still fine. We're still fine. Um, so let's see. Let's see how true their how reliable they are. Mm. Mm. So I don't see anything as of yet. It's a minute late. Late. Okay. So he just posted something. Let me see. It's breaking. So I briefly saw a picture of Haaland and Foden together. So apparently there might be no Foden or Haaland, which is interesting. Very interesting. So yes, apparently there's no Haaland or Foden. In the Man City 11, which is very interesting. That throws a bit of a spanner in the works, doesn't it? That throws a spanner in the works. So, then who are they going to play? Are they going to put like Mahrez, Grealish, and Alvarez up? Maybe that's what they go for? Is that a recipe for De Bruyne to play well? I don't know. Yeah, I think you have to be like accepted for his what's his name? His team news and ticks is like he has to allow you to follow him or something like that. Doherty to start? I don't think so. I think he's gonna play Emerson. I'm going with Kane captain. I think that's fine. Gehi and Anderson, do your thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Gehi and Andreas rather. I mean Anderson as well for those that have Anderson over Gehi from Palace. So if that's the case, then do we want to captain Jesus? And then I'll put the vice captaincy on De Bruyne maybe. You basing it off Sam Martin that Haaland's not starting? No, team news and ticks is the one that I'm looking at. I can't open his Instagram, but the City Extra just retweeted via Team News and Ticks that Haaland and Foden are not starting. So, which is a bit panic, by the way. Everyone's panicking. Everyone's panicking at the moment. Man City will also be using their third kit today versus Leicester. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave Haaland in my team. Because I mean, if he does come on, he can still do something in 20 minutes, right? Like for sure. But yeah, bit of the panic stations at the old Twitter. Buying Foden for Madison last week hasn't been good. No, it's not. It hasn't been ideal, I would say. Yeah, there's no point benching City players. Yeah, because I mean, if Haaland comes on for the last 20 minutes, I mean, he could still score a hat trick. I mean, the guy's crazy. Like, but yeah, the only reason I would have captained a City player would have been because of Haaland. So, I mean, De Bruyne's look good, but I think Jesus is probably the next in line for me, to be honest. I mean, over the last last 5 games, he's got 2 goals and an assist, which isn't terrible. I just think Forrest are not the greatest. Doherty, Foden, and Haaland at risk for me. Ooh, yeah, you could be going all the way down there. I mean, Doherty will probably come on. Foden will probably come on. Haaland might not, I think. In terms of teams to watch, I mean, City at the highest, actually on penalty. Arsenal were there in 3rd, Liverpool in 2nd. But the weakest, the teams that don't score much is Forest, Everton, and Southampton. So Arsenal play Forest. Um, uh, Fulham play Everton, and um, Palace play Southampton. And then in terms of teams that are conceding the most goals, Fulham's up there, Southampton's up there. Leicester about middle of the table, but I think that number, this is a bit, should be a bit more. I mean, they've had almost 5 xG conceded, and they've only conceded 2 goals. I think it's just poor finishing on the other team. But Forest are not the greatest defensively. They've only conceded 2 goals in 5.33 xG conceded. I think Arsenal are going to be better at finishing, so than the teams that they played. So that should be something to kind of consider. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Jesus, to be honest. Let's see if there's anything else here. Alright, let me take a picture of my team really quickly, just so at least I have it. Alright, there we go. Got the team sorted. See some people getting rid of Haaland now. Oh boy. Oh boy, Twitter's going nuts. See quite a few Salah captainers though. People are, oh, imagine if Haaland starts. Can you imagine? And Team News and Ticks is wrong or something like that. That would be pain for all the people that got rid of him. Imagine Foden and Haaland both start or something crazy like that. Apparently the FPL website's down. Oh yeah. Yeah. You guys can't see it, but it says error, server error. The server encountered a temporary error and could not complete your request. Please try again in 30 seconds. That's jokes. I've already put my team in. I got it. Well, this isn't my team, but I'll just keep this team up on the screen. I don't have Haaland captain. I have Jesus captain. Yeah. FPL Towers. The site's breaking. Oh, is it back? Is it back? Nope. Nope, it's dead. Alright, I'll just put this team up on the screen. But yeah, the deadline's in 5 seconds. I have a timer up at the top. It's been there the whole time. But yeah, that's the FPL deadline, and the site broke. But yeah, I have Jesus captained. I mean, worst case, I have Jesus vice captained. But I changed it to Jesus before the site broke. So, and now the game's updating. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But this is why you do things quick. This is why you do things beforehand. But all right. That's going to do it for us on this one. Let me just close out of all that stuff. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep Haaland in there because if he comes on, you know, he can do whatever he wants to do. But yeah, let's move over to the big screen. Yeah, straight panic stations in the chat. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to Fantasy Football Scout. I forgot to put the graphic up for them. But shout out to Fantasy Football Scout for more brilliant stuff in the members area. Make sure to check them out in the about section and that sort of stuff. As well as in the description if you're watching this over on YouTube. We do these streams live over on Twitch every week. So make sure to come join us for them. It seems like that's what we're going to be doing pretty much exclusively until the World Cup. And then we'll be on a bit of a hiatus for that. So Gameweek 14 deadline in the books. Hopefully you got your teams done in time because it was straight panic stations and a bit of a nightmare for some people. But luckily I did mine beforehand because we were paying attention and we saved our team, I think, around like 10 minutes or so before the deadline. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and until the next one, take care.